Okay, howdy everyone, Tom here, and we are decorating the Jeep. I think that's okay height, maybe lower it a little bit. There we go. So we're decorating the Jeep. I've already put on a wreath and some ribbons, and we have here a battery operated light, which will not be seen because it's very bright out right now, but you can see it's twinkling. So I'm going to mount this now with some zip ties onto the Jeep, and well, it's going to be utilizing the tire mount in the back here, and luckily opening the tailgate gives you a good ability to do this. Let me show you what I mean. So with the tailgate open, you can see where I plan to mount it. This is going to be where the battery box itself is going to go. Let me turn the lights off because the lights are still on. So this right here, which is part of the tire carrier, this is where I'm mounting the control unit for the garbage trucks are coming right now. This is where I'm gonna mount the control unit for the lights, right? And then I'm gonna use zip ties to have them go around the inside rim, just like the wreath and the ribbons. So we're gonna start that today. We got 2 zip ties ready, I think. Again, apologize for the garbage trucks, but hey, it happens, right? Let me get out 2 zip ties. We're gonna do 1 through the mounting hole. So that's gonna go through there around the bar, kind of like, well, let's see if we can place this. You guys can actually see what I'm doing. All right, so here's that, and there's that 1 hole in there. I kind of wanna have this go through that at least once, right? So that's going to be through that hole. I'm going to come around the bottom of the bar. Now this should not impact the wiper in the rear at all. So this is the first zip tie that's coming. Now I'm going to make sure it's tight enough, but I also want to make sure that I can cut it off without damaging anything later. You know what I mean? So that's 1 zip tie. It's connected to the little wrap. Now I'm going to do another zip tie around the whole battery box, which I think I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to daisy chain them. 1 second. These are not super long zip ties. So we're going to put 2 together. So that this whole thing gets a nice little cinch in. So I feel like that's going to stay pretty well. It's going to be protected by the wind. So that is mounting the control battery box for these battery powered LEDs. They are outdoor rated. Little LED, about 14.5 feet. So now we're gonna go on the other side and start hanging these up. All right, I hope I'm starting this at the same spot. I've been pausing instead of stopping for the recording, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So, old. All right. So we have this we have the battery box controller secured in the back on the tire mount, avoiding any of the wiring. So we are going to go through the tire mount. Now the question is, we have the inside with the wreath and bows. So do we want to do this around the outside of the tire and zip tie it that way, or do we want to go through the rim also? So we can check both out. I'm just pulling the cord through So it goes through the tire holder, is secured in the back. There's not much movement to it. I could throw an extra zip tie. So the question is, do we have the lights go around the tire, which I think 14.5 feet may not be enough, or do we have it go and light up with the rim going along on the outside of the wreath? I think I'm going to do it on the outside of the wreath. So this is going to be interesting. We'll figure out how to attach it all. I might do some zip ties in the back for the cords to go along with the tire mount with the battery controller. So we are going to reach through and pull this through here to get the lights to come through and hopefully not get tangled. All right, so we have some little bit of length of non-lit section here. So what I want to do is wrap that around the rim once to shorten that unlit area, and also sort of give us some basically stability, right? And hopefully I can pull this through without breaking anything. All right, so we have that first one wrapped around. So now we're going to do the same thing I did for the wreath, which is basically going under, over, under, over, under, over for the rim, and do some wraparound. So hopefully there's enough spacing here with the wreath and the bows for us to do this. And hopefully it's like seen. Now I wish I thought about getting a remote control one or something like that, or a Bluetooth enabled, but I did not do that. So hey. And I understand, like, this is a theme park channel and all that, but I don't know. Part of it is doing things I like, and I will see where I charge today. I don't know if there is anywhere, but I will see. I'm going to be heading over to the parks later. Well, not only the parks, but resorts. Christmassy stuff. And I have to be careful not to break any of these lights as I pull it through. So you really have to use two hands and sort of have one of them be a guide hand on top, just to try to keep stuff together. It's like my first time doing like a Jeep decoration thing, because I did not have I had a Cherokee before, not a Wrangler. Didn't really have the whole decoration thing or the vibes for it at that time. It was a really old one, and it got used and abused during college. All right, there we go. So that's wrapped around once and then wrapped underneath. So now we're gonna go on this bottom one, and since we went under, we will go over. I'm kind of treating this the same way, like I said, as I did the wreath. Just being more careful. So hopefully by doing this, I'll only have to use a little bit of zip tie to sort of keep it in track. And I'm like pulling up the whole thing, geez. All right, come on. Don't break, be a good girl. Okay. I'm getting a little nervous about all these bulbs. All right, so we had a wrap around. Now we're gonna go under. This is gonna be on the outside of the wreaths, it looks like. That's what I'm trying to do. Now hopefully enough of the lights are in the right positions so they actually like light up. All right. We might get 2 wraparounds. Ideally, I want to end this where I can zip tie it. Like I said, on the back of the tire carrier. And luckily I'm doing this early enough where I might get like, at least most of November and some of December. Because it's going to be a pain to take off, I feel. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe it won't be a pain. Just hope for no broken bulbs. Alright. So I don't know where the lights are for this bottom section. Go through. Alright, so there's a light. There's a light. This might be 2 wraparounds. I don't know. We're seeing how it goes. So I'm gonna go through, try not to mess up the bow. This one's going on the outside. Oh, that one went. See how that one's going quick? Hey, don't get tangled. Don't get tangled on me. Okay. So we got 2, I think, forward here, a blue one and a yellow one. All right, now that one's went over and under, so this one's just gonna go under. Looking at it, we're probably gonna get 2 wraps. Okay, so we're all done with all of the wiring and stuff. So we're gonna have to see it tonight. Well, I had to show you guys the completed at night, and it is lit up. It is sparkling. We have it done. Stay foolish, everyone. Isn't it pretty?